Hey guys, so really exciting one today. We're going to be taking a look at Tales of the Shire. Now, this was released last year and it's really charming, to be honest. The reviews weren't that great for it, but the minute I saw the UI, I kind of felt like it dropped at the same time as the stroke details and adding texture and stuff within Figma. So it felt like a natural thing for me to want to try and replicate it using the new features within Figma. We're going to be taking a look at this button at the top of the screen and just sort of experimenting really with how we can use the strokes and roughening the edges up and stuff like that, and utilizing some of the techniques we've used, in the previous videos that we've created. So obviously the video has been sped up a little bit just to ease of viewing, but the idea is sort of quite simple, just building, blocking out shapes and stuff like that. And then we're subtracting details and, little chips here and there and adding effects. So in this case, we used the new, what was new back when I recorded the video, the new texture effect, which just sort of roughens the edges up. And quite quickly, we're able to create that one. And then I quite like this idea of the gradient banner that they had, but more interestingly, how we could utilize the strokes and, the different stroke profiles that were introduced in Figma to kind of chip away and get this sort of grungy, sort of worn effect, which is obviously sometimes hard to reproduce using vector tools like Figma or Illustrator. So I just wanted to experiment with, how close we could get to it. And I was quite happy with the results in the end. And obviously different profiles, different weights and stuff like that gets you sort of random variation, and then just subtract from the shape below. And then this one is a color swatch selector for decorating your home, and using similar techniques. Actually, this is all stuff we've learned in the past, but it was really quite fun, just trying to reproduce it and get that sort of organic sort of like randomness using the vector tools. The splodge on the outside, or the coffee stain, or brush stroke, or whatever it is, probably a brush stroke actually, it's, sort of quite straightforward with the strokes, and just adding a little bit of detail in there just to sort of chip away, focusing on sort of matching that reference relatively closely. And sometimes these strokes are quite high fidelity, so you just want to get in there and probably simplify them. Within Figma now, there is an option to sort of simplify the sort of the vector shapes to reduce the amount of nodes in there. And then moving on to this one. So this is like a wax seal, and I think in the way of approaching this is kind of like you would with anything else, but it's a little bit trickier because with it being a wax seal, you're trying to sort of simulate, sort of like an embossed effect, and as we all know, that's not really possible within Figma as far as I'm aware. So you have to kind of fake it a little bit, kind of like what you would do with Adobe Illustrator, or maybe even Photoshop if you didn't just want to hit the default bevel and emboss effect, which I mean, I'm not against doing that. I've done that loads. You can just go for it if you want. But yeah, here we were just trying to sort of capture the 3D effect, find the right font. Impossible to find the right font for this game. Seems to be locked away, maybe a custom font somewhere that Weta created. And yeah, I was quite happy with the outcome. And again, you could sort of see trying out some different techniques and ideas for this banner that we've got. Varied levels of success, but I quite like the idea of just sort of stacking up these grunge effects and stuff like that, and seeing what we can achieve with some layering and some subtracting and all that type of stuff, and obviously different levels of opacity. But the thing to be mindful of is the more detailed these get, the more nodes you have, which can slow down performance within Figma. Figma just really isn't a sort of a hand-painted sort of illustrative tool, but it's nice to kind of push it to its limits where possible. And this type of effect certainly does that due to the amount of nodes in each element. But if you create a component out of it, I'm sure it will be optimized a little bit better at the source. And then if you know me by now, or if you don't, then I like to creep in Parchment wherever I can, wherever I see it. And this was, a perfect opportunity for me to do so. So using the similar techniques, just obviously fills, inner shadows, inner glows, depending on, how you want to approach it, and chipping away at the edges and sort of like chipping away at the corners, just to add like that organic sort of feel into it. Gets us pretty close to, what they had in their example. I'm not entirely sure on the tools they were using. I'm kind of thinking they were vector tools just based on how clean some of the lines are and stuff like that. But it could be that they maybe layered up some sort of, rasterized sort of, hand painted aspects, maybe done in Photoshop, like the banners and stuff like that. But the basics are all there. You're just chipping away at the edges. Not sure how many times I said chipping away, but it's actually just true for when you're creating this sort of like organic, nice sort of tactile type of UI. You're creating a union between the corner details if you do it the way that I'm showing in the video. And then you just subtract that from the base. Same technique I've used in quite a lot of my Parchment tutorials. And purely because the paths remain alive and it's just easy to sort of like shift around and tweak things without anything being baked into the main shape. Just gives you so much flexibility for future iterations if you are doing that. And they're simple, just adjusting the inner glow a little bit, add a little drop shadow, and yeah, it's done. Hopefully you like this one, guys. It's something that I created last year sometime, and it's just been sat on my hard drive, and I sort of felt like, it would be good to get it out. And hopefully encourage you or sort of like inspire you guys to give it a try next time you see UI that you really like in a game that you're playing, or a game that you've seen or heard of. Give it a try, break it down, just start with small elements and go from there, and that's how you get better, guys. Cheers.